Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and before we continue this video, I just wanted to say a little bit of sappy thank yous to begin with. I don't want this to just be on light ears, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you a lot for everything you really do on my end. These past several years at this point, few years, whatever you want to call it, have been absolutely amazing to me. It's changed me as a person, hopefully for the better. And I hope no matter what has happened, I've always appeared to be the same idiotic goofball that I always really started off as, because that's really me at my core. And frankly, for a lot of the good things in my life, it really comes down to thanking a lot of you. I mean, as much as I've put an effort in, I think I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a lot of you people constantly being around. If I didn't have this stable thing that sort of held my life as a thread together. Anyways, though, that being said, sappy intros are sappy, but today I wanted to really focus on a aspect of the internet, a real topic that's been sort of nudging at me for the past several months at this point. If you all have been watching my streams, you know that I'm kind of a lolcow connoisseur. I'm kind of a connoisseur of the anti-fandoms that exist over on the internet. It's a weird case study for me. I feel like at this point I'm becoming a fucking YouTube psychologist, alright? So, I don't know what the qualifications are, but guess what, boy? I'm a fucking expert, okay? I've involved myself into so much of this shit that I am a woke boy, let me put it that way. So, you all know that if you come to my streams, I like to rip on key individuals all around the community that have massive anti-fan bases. And first of all, let me state one thing. I never wish ill on anybody, okay? I don't fucking care. You know, when I made that video on Mundane Matt, I made it because that was a shitty thing that he did. Do I wish ill on somebody? Like, I don't wish ill on anybody, dude. That guy is a kid. If you wish ill on Mundane Matt, you're wishing ill on a little kid. That's kind of fucked up. But anyways, that's not kind of fucked up. That's actually pretty fucked up. If you look at the scale of fucked up, it's all the way up here. All right, and the scale of not fucked up is down the way here. All right, you don't want to be that. You don't want to be fucked up in general. So you get the point. But I don't wish ill on anybody of this, of any of these calibers. But you gotta talk about the state of how YouTube is treated in amongst these people, and the BS that kind of gets spewed. It's a little fucktarded, but you know it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to tell you guys about, or at least a topic really for me, is when are Patreons sort of right? You know, when are these sort of crowdfunding escapades really the case? You know, it's always one thing that I always question myself over and over about in this situation. And for me, it's a very pivotal topic because there are a couple of YouTubers, most of the YouTubers that I watch, I never watch anybody big. The most famous YouTuber I watch personally is probably like 200,000 subscribers or something, 150,000 subscribers. Not a small amount by any means, but in terms of the greater YouTube context, it's down there in terms of where the where the rankings, I guess you could say, are. And these people are, in my opinion, okay to give Patreon money to, because the level of production that they put into their videos is actually pretty substantial. And it shows of somebody that's actually passionate about their work. I have no problem with throwing somebody a couple bucks their way per month if they're making genuinely amazing content. And I think nobody will ever be disagreeing of that, because that's just something that makes sense from any logical standpoint. The weird thing that I've seen sort of pop up on the internet is amongst these people that have massive anti-fan bases, and you know who it is. I'm not really going to go bother and giving names out because there's no real reason to draw attention, but we all know who these people are with giant anti-fan bases. There are a bunch of them on the internet. And it's kind of sad in a sense that they received a high level of trolling, a high level of hate towards them, but they often attribute a lot of actions to somewhat warrant a level of trolling that comes to them. And one of the biggest reasons that trolling always hits them is when money starts to get exchanged or these Patreons start to get created. And now this is sort of shifted from not even being the anti-fan bases, it's almost why does somebody need this, and why, in effect, these people develop massive anti-fan bases. And for me, the most insulting thing is when I see gaming channels that literally will stream for like 4 hours on end and chop up the gameplay into like, you know, how many so parts, post it all online, and claim that that's back-breaking labor. I think that's insulting to anybody that's ever fucking worked a job in their real life. You know, if you ever worked a job, let me tell you, okay, recording gameplay fucking videos, okay, streaming on the internet, doing the most menial of shit is not back-breaking labor. All right, that might be hard on your voice, but guess what? You sat in there, big boy. It's your fucking fault. You put yourself to it. Streaming a video game, recording a video game, chopping the video game into parts is not fucking hard work. For me, that's the easiest shit possible. That's something that I could whip up in 15 fucking minutes. Yes, I'm a video editor, but even if you ain't a video editor, how long is synchronizing your face, your gameplay, chopping that bitch up into parts really going to take you? Not that much at all, ladies and gentlemen. I will tell you that from a fucking standpoint. I've done this shit for years at this point. I know exactly how much back-breaking labor is involved in just straight recording gameplay or streaming gameplay or doing any of that situations. But in this instance, a lot of these people sit down and create Patreon drives or fan funding drives or pay for their life event drives, and people start to fucking hate them because of it. And then you have to wonder, are they wrong? No, they're not, because in front of my face, there's clear deception that's taking on. And for me, it hurts because YouTube or Twitch or really any of these mediums never get involved because they make a portion of this, whatever the person scams out of it. So there's obviously that human factor behind it where, if this is our cash cow, why plug it up at this point, right? Let it go on. It's actually one of the reasons why I don't really stream on Twitch that much. You might see me streaming on YouTube because Twitch themselves don't really take into account any of this kind of BS. They clearly let pirated shit run on their stream. They let people basically scam their viewer bases on Twitch channels. And until that platform changes, I won't really ever think about it again. But the point still stands. You have a lot of these people going out of their way to scam their younger audiences. And that's where the key thing is. Younger people fall for this shit all the time. You have people going out of their way to basically feed the sob story to a lot of people that YouTube and Twitch gaming is most of the time really, really hard work. And from that, they create multiple sources of fucking e-beggar ad revenue. Look, I get it. The adpocalypse is tough, okay? But at that point, you should be looking at sponsors first and learning to make better, more viewable content rather than siphoning out the younger viewer base that exists from you. Because the moment you start doing that is the moment every single person starts looking at you with scrutiny. I start looking at you with scrutiny. The moment a dollar gets exchanged on Patreon, your viewer base goes from watching your videos casually to analyzing every single fucking thing you're doing. You had that Starbucks cup in your fucking video, people will call you out for it. People will call you out for the most menial shit. Is some of it unwarranted? Absolutely. But the point is, you put yourself into the situation. And if you're genuinely doing deceptive stuff like a couple of these anti-fanbase garnering individuals on the internet, you know who you are, then you can't ever fucking complain that the world is against you because you set the world up against you. For in all sense, a scam. I sit from the same situation that a lot of these people are, and the problem is, the people that are falling for this kind of stuff don't have any intelligence in this situation. I'm not saying that they're stupid. They just don't know this. They just don't know this side of the internet as much as me and these other people do, because we see exactly what the side of the apocalypse really looks like, what the internet looks like, what internet production on the back end really looks like. We have that experience. So the people that are falling for it isn't necessarily even their fault. They don't know any better. And unfortunately, you have people on YouTube and Twitch taking advantage of that shit. And that's where I guess I kind of have to draw the line. I've been doing this case study shit for 6 months now. And I think that's literally one of the reasons, one of the big main factoring reasons that these people have developed a lot of anti-fan base communities. It doesn't also help the fact that aside from this clear scamming nonsense that they put aside, it's also the fact that most of these people are in fact inherently toxic to their own fan bases as well, the people that watch them. Whether legitimate criticism gets given, these people are always toxic against it, and guess what? That only fuels more to the fire that's already raging in front of them. So ladies and gentlemen, I have to ask you the question, when do you think Patreons or fan funding is really right? That's sort of my question that I want to ask the community in general, because for me, I have a lot of YouTubers that I like to watch personally myself that don't have a lot of subscribers. So for them to produce the level of content that they need, they have to have some form of a production budget. But when you see somebody that's just recording an hour or two of them playing, I don't know, Call of Duty, and then splitting that shit up into like 18 fucking million parts, or like spreading that up into or just streaming it and basically putting a gun to people's heads and telling them, if you don't stream, or if you don't pay me for more than if you don't pay me $10 per hour, then I'm not going to fucking stream anymore. When does that get to the point where it's just balls to the wall awful? When does that get to the point where it's just incredibly fucking off-putting to every single viewer out there? And you all know who does this kind of stuff out there. I'm not exactly going to be naming any names here. In fact, I'm not naming any names, so nobody has any reason to get pissy about this. If you think that you've done something bad and you respond to this video, then guess what? That's all on you. I'm not calling anybody out. This is a general fucking mention to every single type of individual out there that does this kind of stuff. Because on YouTube and Twitch, this kind of shit is growing exponentially. As much as gaming and social media culture is getting stronger and people realize that this is a very legitimate avenue of earning a living, there are some people out there that try to do it in the most logical and nice way possible. The people that succeed are the ones that are genuinely nice, I feel, the ones that can present themselves properly. And then there's a whole subset of people that are just putting themselves out there for the lowest common denominator of work for highest possible gains. And it's almost insulting to everyone on the platform unanimously. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is me, Mutahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. This is me, Mutahar, and I am out.